Good morning, everybody. Myself, Acharya Vishvendra, and today I shall be talking on the optimal mentality for optimal performance in exams. As you can see over here, there is an exam going on, and students are giving the exam. So, does there exist something called as the optimal exam mentality? Well, the answer is quite yes. You must have realized that when we appear for the exam, we feel something different. There is obviously exam anxiety, pressure is there, and the way we feel things are a bit different during exam. So I'm going to explain the why and how of this proper mechanism. So let's understand. Suppose this is a person. So certainly this person has got a brain plus the mind. And these both get related by certain things called as the brain waves. So it is the mind through which we control the brain to do certain specific things. There is some inbuilt mechanism that relates brain and the mind through the brain waves. Now these brain waves are categorized into 5 categories: alpha, beta, gamma, delta and theta, out of which delta has the lowest frequency and gamma has the highest frequency. And to create or to generate the optimal output, you must make sure that your brain waves lies in the gamma spectrum. Only then you can perform optimally. But normally what happens is, in daily life, we use just very superficial level of information from the conscious mind, which requires no efforts. And we feel comfortable in that. The problem comes when you have to fetch information from the depth. And for fetching information from the depth, your brainwave frequencies should correspond to the gamma or at least beta. But this also the process of transition often leads to anxiety, restlessness, hurry, fear, or in a way, uncomfortable feelings. So this leads to exam anxiety. And the process of transition, the transition process from the delta to the gamma, this process, if practiced properly, and if you become an expert in the process of transition of the brain waves, then exam anxiety will not be an issue for you. You will be able to utilize and use what you have learned during the very few hours of exam. In India, the general exam is of 3 hours duration. So you'll be able to perform optimally in your exam if you have learned the art of transition from low frequency brainwaves to the high frequency brainwaves without any exam anxiety. And as I have realized during my working with reputed coaching institutes of KOTA and working with thousands of students, analyzing their progress, analyzing myself, working as a physics faculty over there, that our mind-brain system is following a certain algorithm. And this algorithm has 3 triodes or the 3 dimensions. The first is information, second is process, and third is energy or emotions. Most of the education systems focus only on the information part and neglect the process and energy or the emotional part. Information is no doubt the ultimate deciding factor behind competitive exams, behind success in any exam. But for reaching to using that information and the classified information, initially there has to be properly maintained energy level, emotional level, and the process level. If energy and process are not well maintained, are not well treated, then information is of no use, because you will not be able to complete the algorithms used in decoding a question. Let's start with the question itself. Suppose we have to find a solution of the equation 4 raised to power is equal to sin x. So there is no standard method of this, it's not a standard equation. You have to think graphically over that. So if you think graphically, then draw the graph of 4 raised to power x, it will be like this. And draw the graph of sin x, it will be like this. So from the graph you can say that there are infinite number of point of intersections. So there are infinite solutions of this equation. It took me only 5 seconds to design the solutions because I have practiced a lot of questions. I have worked a lot to train my mind-brain system to think analytically, or it's because I have done this question, so I'm very comfortable in retrieving it as and when needed. There may be there are infinite questions which are new, which arose from the darkness of universe, which nobody will be able to answer. So when we have access to the unknown dimensions of mind-brain, we usually become afraid, and it seems like we are afraid of the unknown. And I think that is the most crucial point, that why we have anxiety. Because our consciousness know that there exists something beyond the dimensions that we feel, beyond all the information and emotion present within our mind-brain system. And the first reaction of the mind is to activate the flight mode. We don't want to accept that things may exist beyond what we know. To know more, you can refer to my book Life Beyond Information by Acharya Vishvendra. Thank you. Have a nice day.